basement.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's B Show.
Yeah,
We're actually,
Jonesy.
yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, we're waiting for Styles right now, and yeah, I don't know. He just sent me a text there not long ago. I think he's coming down the pipe. Maybe.
Gentlemen,
Oh.
Gentlemen.
Oh shit.
Jonesy. Jonesy, thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Show. Thank you for coming.
Pleasure. Thank you for showing up.
Sorry to make everybody wait. But you know, it's been a pretty crazy couple weeks. In fact, it's been a pretty crazy couple years even. And
Absolutely.
I just want to thank everybody for coming. So I could inform you all of what's going on. So according to statistics
Yeah.
and scientists and the news,
The news.
ladies and gentlemen, all members of the 4G orgy, Jonesy, B Show,
Styles.
I think beat COVID, everybody.
We're happy about
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Here's to that.
All right, so
Here's to that.
motherfucking way. Like I said, thanks for fucking coming out. Thanks for listening to my little message. But it's an exciting day. It's been an exciting week,
Yeah.
actually.
Sure.
And lots to talk about. tonight. Anyways, I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together we're the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Gang. So like I said, pretty sure Uncle COVID is gone.
But now we have World War III to worry about, so
And one topic at a time.
Yeah. God damn
So
it, Joe.
Uncle COVID gone. So it's pretty good. March 1st. I mean, I will say the whole thing is that we're not done yet here. We yes, I did eat in a restaurant. Actually, I ate in 2 restaurants, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
I had a
Nice.
great server. I forgot about her since the pandemic happened. And I'm going to continually pursue that. But anyways, I think it was awesome. And I also have been to the gym, which I just started going before COVID happened and all this stuff happened. So it's been an amazing week. And like I said, we're not done yet.
How you feeling?
Feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm up to something.
Sore?
I'm up to something. Oh, I'm sore all over, yeah. But how have your experiences been all week with being allowed to do stuff?
Very good, man. Actually, well, not that I was shunned, but I spent a lot more time with family. Well, we had last Friday off, so spent a lot of time with family. But I went and saw 2 movies this week.
Nice.
One by myself for the first time ever.
Was it Batman?
That was last night. I saw
Spider-Man?
Batman and I saw Spider-Man by myself on Tuesday. Yes.
I only say that because I can go to either of them tomorrow. One of them tomorrow.
Yeah, both fucking outstanding movies. Yeah, absolutely.
I never know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, the Batman is just a good all-around Batman movie, and Spider-Man, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, it will be very rewarding.
We'll probably
to
go
watch.
see Spider-Man then.
Yeah.
Because Bentley loves Spider-Man.
Oh, if he loved
He
Spider-Man,
wants to
he'll
see
be over the top.
see Batman too, but I feel like
It's a very dark movie.
yeah.
Batman, yeah, it's
Who
very
plays
dark.
Batman?
Robert Pattinson in Twilight, the Twilight Man,
No,
Twilight
Like-
Vampire, the main guy.
like yeah, no
Yeah.
way.
Him
Forget his name.
in the movie. Yeah, I can't remember his movie.
Oh, I almost had it there. Shit.
Oh, Edward.
Edward, yeah.
Edward,
yeah.
that's
Funny, I
right.
was gonna say Arthur, and I was like, no, that's not it. Jonesy, you said you went to a couple restaurants.
I went to a restaurant.
Oh, a restaurant.
For the first time in like had to have been 6 months or more.
Yeah.
At least.
Nice.
And they liked you.
Good experience.
Oh shit, yeah. And you know
It
what?
was like 11 o'clock in the morning too. I'm like, I'm getting beer.
Nice.
Good for you.
Nice. Yeah, I went to well, me and Bully went to the gym the one day, and there's like a big sign that says like it's like white. Literally, it's white on one side and it's black on the other, and it's like walking around, and it shows like a guy with a mask on, and it's like working out, and it shows him without the mask on. Just like, and I thought it was funny that it was black and white, because it's like it's just very black and white,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like there's no in between. Like I was like, what if I'm walking around and working out?
Yeah.
but then it was funny because the next day I noticed like, well, Bully for one was not wearing a mask like the whole time,
Yeah.
and noticed other people were
I think
not wearing masks.
I think a lot of people.
I've been walking into stores and stuff
same
now.
here,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
not wearing it at all. These
That's what a lot of people
So
are
the same day
saying.
that I went to the restaurant, we were just like out shopping and shit. Like went to the grocery store, went around Bayshore, like not wearing a mask at all. I went into like a Winners, I think. It wasn't in Bayshore. It was like a little Winners store. Fucking hanging out in there, walking around, grabbing some stuff. And so like Shannon and I split up, you know, as you do. So like she's off shopping one way and I'm off shopping the other way.
Yeah.
And we lost each other, so I'm like standing there on my phone, just like texting her. I'm like, "Where the fuck are you?" I'm waiting to pay for my shit, and like this big fat chick, like that works there, like old lady, starts like walking towards me. "Excuse me, sir, can you put a mask on?"
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, "Fuck, fine, all right." But I had my mask in my pocket
Yeah.
the whole time. I'm like, I'm just gonna bring it with me just in case. I
Yeah.
get a fucking attitude, but yeah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna pay for my shit anyway and get out of here. So keep you happy. I'll put
Strap
it on.
this around my
Yeah.
oxygen
think, like,
breather.
A lot of like. Most people now are just gonna do it because it's like conditioned into them to do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everyone feels bad. Like, you know what I mean? No one's gonna be brave enough to like, unless the government says, okay, you can
Yeah.
stop wearing.
Yeah,
masks.
yeah.
There
Like,
was
no one's gonna do
people
it.
at the movie theaters that put their mask back on. There's a group of like 4 to the right of me, and I looked over at one point and noticed that at least half of them were wearing masks
Yeah.
while sitting in their seat watching the
Yeah.
movie. And the movie did say mask off while eating or drinking, and then they asked you to put it back on when you're not. No thanks.
Well, it's
No
like even
thanks.
at restaurants. Well, this is not anymore, but at first, like when they started opening restaurants, like a couple of years ago or whatever, it'd be a year ago or something, whatever. But there was it was like, yeah, eating or drinking.
Yeah.
So like now, if you're sitting at the table, you don't have to wear your mask,
Right.
like regardless. But it's eating or drinking, so I was like, "Fuck that!" I'm like, I'm sitting at the table. I'm gonna be eating and drinking while I'm
Yeah.
here, you know, just because I'm not physically holding the fork and chewing something right now. I'm like, I am gonna be eating, you know. Like, fuck you.
exactly.
But yeah, no, I went to a couple places. Even two, I went to the one, and I got up and I went to the washroom, and I was like, I stopped halfway because I was like, oh yeah, my mask, and I was like, I'm just doing it. Like no one's
Yeah.
like yelled at me or anything, and like even walked past like some older people, which would probably be the ones that would have the issue,
Right.
and boom, nothing.
Yeah. Most people don't say anything, right? They're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's what and like I said, there's the one person out of the countless people that
Right.
passed that day not wearing a mask.
Well, I went into
decided
this
to say
store in Arm too. I stopped in to go to the washroom, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna piss so bad." I'm like, and I was gonna go into Tim Hortons, and I'm like, you know what? If I go into Tim Hortons, I'm fucking getting something to eat, you know. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't go in there. So I went into the store, which was stupid because I ended up getting something to eat in the
Yeah.
store too. But no, yeah, I went to the washroom, and then I guess whenever I went in, like once I got into the washroom, I took my mask off, and then I came out and I grabbed a drink and some shit, and I was standing in the lineup. There was a girl in front of me with the mask on, and a guy at the cash with the mask on, and I didn't think anything of it at first, and then all of a sudden I realized I was like, oh yeah, I'm just out here like raw dogging air. I was like, oh shit. And I still had it in my pocket because I was like, oh yeah. Because I'm like, how did I get in here without it? I'm like, no. I took it off in the wash, and I'm like, I could pull it out now and put it on, but I'm like, it's my turn next. I'll give him the money and I'll leave. I'm like, whatever, man. Fuck. But yeah, no, it seems pretty. Even too, like I saw a bunch of people posting stuff about like, I'm not even wearing a mask. Like no one says anything, you
Yeah.
know. And I think it's so weird though how it's just like,
And I think that's
It's
the way it
over.
should be, though.
Yeah.
It's
over
it's
now.
funny,
Over.
the next big tragedy comes along, and all of a sudden everyone forgets about COVID.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I said when COVID hit. I'm like, what happened to like ISIS and like terrorism?
yeah.
Where did
Yeah.
that go? Right? And everyone was just like, or COVID. And now it's like World War III.
Yeah.
Russia.
Well, and then the other thing, to go on to the fucking Russia thing. Who are the Nazis?
Yeah.
They're all Nazis,
They're all-
apparently. Says the
Apparently.
media.
Yeah.
Which also too, they did you see the post that BDR made? It said it it was like a CBC post or whatever saying that it showed some guy taking a picture. So he's got his arm up like this, taking a picture of like him and BDR or whatever.
Okay.
And he's like, it says like something with the KKK.
Oh,
like they're like a KKK group
right,
or like
yeah.
whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, as if like that's so hardcore. Like as if they would say that shit.
yeah.
But then, but it just made me think of I've heard a lot of like, well, they even saw a picture. It was like Kiev soldier. And he had like it was like a different form of the SS thing.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it looked different. Like the
Yeah.
S's were like closer together or something, or like one was on an angle or
Mm.
something.
Okay.
But they were saying that like that Kiev is Nazis or whatever.
Right.
Who's saying this?
The
The
like people on the news and
Yeah,
stuff.
the media.
What?
Media. And then but then other people are saying that Russia are Nazis and that they're like going in being Nazis. I even saw a thing where this guy said like he straight up said that he noticed that it's all been like blonde hair, blue-eyed people and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then but it was like some dude, like I'm pretty sure he was like from like Ukraine or some shit.
Right.
And then but yeah, it's just it's kind of laughable. But I did see the one picture of the guy with the fucking SS thing on his thing, and it could have been a picture from anywhere, from any time,
Yeah.
like anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, how do we not know that? Like, because everyone's like, oh, Russia, 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 fuck Russia, like whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like,
It's easy to play Russia as the bad guy.
Yeah,
well,
no one
they
knows the
attacked or whatever, right?
yeah.
But and who knows what the fuck happened, and who knows what if?
Not to say that like Russia is like a fucking angel or anything.
No, but what
It's
if?
just easy to paint them as the
But
bad
what if the fucking Ukrainian, like, sorry, I was gonna say the Ukrainians, not the Ukrainians. But what if the like army and like their president or whatever the fuck
Mm-hmm.
are actually neo-Nazis, like they're saying they are,
Right.
and like that's why Russia is attacking, because they're like, whoa, like shit, they're gonna do some crazy shit, let's get them, you
Mhm.
know? And everyone's like, fuck Russia, we're gonna stop buying all their stuff. Like
Yeah.
apparently they took Russian vodka out of the stores.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
and out of any sport games, they take out the Russian teams, not players of the nationality, but teams, like full
Russian
teams.
teams.
Yeah,
So they could go play for some other team.
I guess.
Pretty much,
yeah, yeah.
Like-
yeah, but I play for Sweden.
Yeah.
You know, since the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole thing. There's
Oh, shit's
actually
actually rough,
there's
but-
one of the Russian driver in Formula 1 is losing his seat.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not racing in Russia this year. I mean, well, nothing's happening
like,
in Russia anymore, but
You know, like the history of it all, right? Like
It's
you know,
over
like-
you know what's funny is, okay,
It's like-
wait, it's over Crimea. And
well,
you know,
not even, it goes back way before.
you know
that
what?
even.
But
Yeah,
you
it's
know what?
years
But
back.
you know what? Fucking well, they've been fighting for the last fucking like 30 years. They've been
So-
fighting
so, like,
over,
after World
but they've
War
been
II.
fighting over Crimea
yeah.
because when they split up, one country, whoever it is, took the fucking land, and then the other country felt entitled to it. So
Right.
there's been a battle on this
Yeah.
fucking line all the time.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is, I thought of this the other day. Crimea.
Crimea River.
I wonder if there's a river there.
Yeah.
But sorry, but yeah, no, like, and then, but I only know about it just because Andrew kind of gave me a brief thing whenever he went there, about what was going on. But he was saying, yeah, like they go down and like there's spots where they throw rocks and stuff at each other across the border and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, no, I don't know 100% the full thing.
I don't
So
know.
I know
for
when
a
like
they were
fact.
part of the
afterwards-
Soviet Union.
Right.
Right.
So the Soviet Union got broken up after World War II,
Mhm.
and NATO was formed. Right. So it's like all the Allied countries, like the U.S., France, England, Germany, like whatever, formed NATO. Right. And the agreement was that NATO would not expand any further, not 1 inch, to the east
Right.
towards Russia and their land. Right. So Ukraine is kind of like this middle ground between Europe and Russia.
Mhm.
Now, if the Ukraine wants to join NATO, so if they do, that means they're part of now Europe,
Right.
which expands NATO territory right to the border,
Right to the border
basically,
of Russia.
So they see that as this huge
Threat.
because now they have like all European power, military, everything right on the border of Russia.
Mhm.
So they justifiably are saying, hey, this treaty was signed after
Yeah.
World War II, and now you're breaking it by trying to expand into Ukraine.
Right.
So the Ukrainians want to be part of
NATO.
Europe
Right.
and NATO. But I guess the treaty won't allow that, right? So
Right.
they have to break this treaty in order to make that happen.
Yeah.
So I think Ukraine needs to stay as this neutral, independent country.
Mm-hmm.
So they do. Like, I think they should be free and democratic, and they shouldn't be controlled by, like, if they want to be Ukraine and not be part of Russia, then that should be fine too.
Right.
But they shouldn't join Europe and
Right.
NATO, because
Yeah.
that will break that treaty.
Yeah.
And that's basically, our allied countries
We'll
then
be forced in.
we are then breaking. That would be us breaking the treaty. That would
Right.
be our side. The allied,
The allied.
Western countries,
Right.
expanding and basically intimidating and provoking Russia to do something.
To do
about it,
something. Yeah.
right? And if they don't do anything about it, then
They'll be
they're seen
relinquishing.
as weak and
Right.
not relevant anymore.
But this has been a battle for a long time.
For a
too,
long
though. It's just
time.
that now it's boiled
It's
over.
come.
And whatever.
Yeah.
But also, too, I heard that more. And whenever I say all these things, it's more of just a laugh at the information that's going around. But who at the same time, it's also who the fuck knows too, right? Because they said that, like, Russia attacked first, right? Like, that's what the news is.
Right. Russia attacked. Yeah.
But they're
NATO
saying
has
that
been provoking this, right? So, like,
oh, and that's what I was gonna say was that they said that fucking the Ukraine, the president or whatever the fuck. I always stray from saying like the Ukraine or Ukrainians, because everyone's like, they're not all like that, or like, oh, like, I'm like, okay, all right. I don't know. I have to speak very literal.
We're just referring to the Ukrainian powers.
Like, yeah, the government, yeah. So I heard that not that they actually fucking like attacked Russia. It's just that they were like threatening or something like that before all this happened.
They have very similar like cultures too.
Yeah,
like,
very
Ukraine and
similar.
Russian, like,
Because I guess they came from
thing. So like a lot of the people are, like you say, they're very friendly. They're very, like, they see each other as brothers, and like it's like Ukraine is the Canada to Russia's.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, even too, you see them feeding, like, it was like it was a Russian soldier in Ukraine, and they're like feeding him food, and he's sitting there and he's drinking the hot tea,
Yeah,
and he's got like this like bread thing and stuff, and like, yeah, and they had like a bunch of bowls out and shit. I was like, holy shit, they're all like fucking.
Yeah. And that's it. Most of the people, like, they see it. Like, even the soldiers are like, yeah, we were lied to. We don't want to be here. Like,
Right.
we're forced to do it. And like in
It's
Russia,
like the
it's like,
States too.
like it's kind of like culture where if you go against the government, like, it's not like here where like okay, you might lose your position in the military or something. It's like they will fucking, like,
You're right.
you get disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not funny.
You
but
go
just
bye-bye.
like,
Yeah, but like it's
go on a
just not
nice
the same over
vacation.
there, right? So it's like they're being forced into a situation where they have to follow the rules.
Right.
But then, like, again, on the flip side of that same coin, our Western allied countries have been provoking this sort of thing for a very long time.
No doubt.
We
It's what we do best.
yeah, it's like
well, it's like when someone's like, "Don't touch that," you're like, "Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna touch it."
Tell a kid not to do something. What are they
I'm
gonna
gonna.
do?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. No, you're like teasing them, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
yeah.
So,
but, like,
yeah,
I
that's
don't
crazy.
think any side really wants, because
All out war.
yeah, because Russia, like,
That's just
the
it.
only thing that, like,
People don't want it.
Yeah, that's for
even
sure.
the governments, man, like, I mean, maybe the governments do, but like the NATO military, like, that's all like U.S.
These
Yeah.
guys are both part
You
of
know what I mean? The
WEF.
military of like all those countries combined would
Talking about
absolutely destroy Russia, like,
Yeah.
without a doubt, they
doubt.
would destroy Russia. But they have nuclear capability,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
That's what it would come down to.
It would
Be
and
their
that's
last
basically
resort,
it.
basically.
Like, Russia would do that,
Yeah.
because that's the only thing that they have.
They would,
because
yeah.
the rest of the world's military would, like, with all the
Roll
sanctions,
right
and the rest of
over.
the world's military, Russia does not stand a chance. The only chance they have is to nuke fucking New York or something.
Yeah, right.
I mean? Like, or Washington. You know what I mean? That's
big-
literally,
yeah.
like, what it would come down to. Not that I want, or anyone wants that to happen, right? Like, so that's why I think Ukraine just needs to stay. They're independent. They don't need to join NATO. They don't need to be part of.
But see,
any,
they're both part
treaty.
of the, like both of the presidents or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
are part of the World Economic Forum
I've heard
or
this.
something, and that's as far as that goes.
The World Economic Forum.
someone-
that's like
someone-
that's the Klaus guy.
But
he's
someone
some German guy.
explained how like it all comes around to that, like this is like what's gonna, like, it's gonna be the end of like this new world order thing.
Yeah, and it'll
and
be
the
like
great reset. Like this is gonna be
part of the great
when this
reset.
all ends or
We'll
whatever.
own
It's
nothing
gonna
and
be
be
like
happy.
the
a
like
one world
reset.
government
And like I said, I can't fucking
faction.
like say how they said it, but they
Right.
took me on this walk around. Like this guy's
Yeah.
part of the same group as this guy is, and then
Right.
they like do this walk around. But my buddy told me that, and then later I saw it online where they like said the same thing. It was like
Mhm.
a fucking like whole write up or whatever, where they're like basically like they're part of this thing, and like it comes back around, and like it could possibly
So like
be
the
this
end
like
goal is like that is basically the end goal is to have a one world government,
Mhm.
right? That's the new world
Mhm.
order. They want an entire world government.
Yeah.
The European Union was like a test for that, where you amalgamate all these different countries that had their own money, their own governments, their own everything,
Right.
and then you smash it all into one government, basically,
Yeah.
the European Union.
yeah.
So they all have now one currency, the euro, right? And they're going to try to do that for the whole world.
Mhm.
That was
I
like
think-
the
so, like,
the
digital
Brexit
currency.
thing.
Yeah, so I
Is that
think
the same idea?
digital currency will be.
Yeah.
So this is like the
Everything
scary
will be
part of, like,
digital.
crypto, right? Is like programmable money. Like if the governments create digital.
But they have full control over it.
Yeah, so it's like a central bank digital coin, right? So
Right.
like digital money. So universal basic income, where they give every adult
Right. A
spe-
basic
basic
living
right?
income.
So
Let's
they'll do that.
go.
Mhm.
So like but it'll be programmable money though. So like basically they'll give you the basic amount of money you need to live. You can only spend that money, like it's digital money, right? So
Right.
you have like this digital wallet that you can only spend on whatever they choose.
Right. The social
They-
credit score might have an effect on that,
Exactly,
right?
Exactly, right. So like
You won't even get your fucking money if you're
you
not
d-
behaving.
exactly, you gotta behave.
Yeah.
And they can turn your money off in a fucking heartbeat,
fucking
right?
just
So this is like the kind of world we're heading towards with like digital currency
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
one world orders and like you
Want
know,
all this shit on your phone too with the fucking
This is
passports
all
and shit.
passport Yeah. shit.
Now
This
they're
is the-
gonna
this is like a
fucking do
test for
the
this kind of stuff.
No
the
doubt.
IDs and the fucking
Yeah,
health cards
health
and all
cards,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So it's all testing grounds, right? Even this whole COVID thing where you shut people down and lock people up and like in their houses and see how obedient they are and see how controllable they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're
This
already
is
doing
all
it in
part of,
China
like, the
too,
fucking-
right?
Oh, for
China's
sure,
been
man.
a
It's
big, like,
been
they've
that
doing
way.
that for like a long,
Yeah.
long time.
And it's so crazy. Like, you go to talk to some people over here about that, and they're like, "No, like that can't be a thing. Like, you're
Yeah.
crazy. You're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist." No,
Hey,
it's a
what?
real.
Story of some like he was some old Chinese guy that spoke up against the government, said something they didn't like,
Yeah,
and they shut his ass. He couldn't go anywhere. He
they
couldn't do
sent him
anything.
on vacation.
Yeah, he was like a leper to society. Like he had to rely on other people to like buy things for him. 'cause they
Oh,
wouldn't let him
yeah.
in stores they wouldn't let him spend
Well,
money.
when they did
Crazy.
the Olympics, they said that no one's allowed to speak out against the government.
In China,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
Oh, no
like, if you-
doubt.
Yeah,
if
they
you
s-
say
they
anything
warned
against
all the
government-
fucking the countries or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want any fuck. Because you remember
All
in
Chinese
the one Olympics where the
corporations-
black dudes came out with the fucking their hands up or whatever for the Black Power or whatever. I don't know. I didn't know how else
like
to say
the-
it, but this is a long time.
long
This is
time
well,
ago.
not a long time ago, but probably the last fucking Summer Olympics or something like that.
Okay, okay.
They came out and there was like different countries came out, or no, it was two guys from the same country. I think
Right.
were on the podium and they fucking did that.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is that they were just like, or even how like the Paralympics, we'll get to that, but the Paralympics did the fucking, they're like pleading for peace or whatever.
Mm.
But I'm just saying that if there was ever like a big stage for you to do something like that, it would be the Olympics, but it
Yeah.
would also be in China to talk about Chinese government
Right,
issues, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
But they were like, warned everyone, don't say anything about the government. Basically, like, who knows what will happen, you
Yeah,
know? So they
right.
warned all the fucking countries coming in, being like, don't say anything. Like, even though you probably want to say something, like,
Yeah.
they're telling us to tell you not to say anything. Because, like,
Crazy.
who knows? Also, too, it's like I saw a thing on, it was, remember the show? We'll get around to it. But remember the show Dog River, maybe it was called. No,
That
Corner
sounds-
Gas.
Corner gas. yes.
Dog River's where.
Yeah.
Nothing the same.
No, but Dog River's where they live, though. Dog
Right.
River's where they live. Sorry, I was literally reading it off the thing, but yeah. I could see.
Yeah. That's
I
great.
could see how that would be. But no, so the guy said, "Oh shit, it's coming." Oh, they're talking about how so they the one chick asked this guy to babysit her kid. And I guess he's like a bad kid or whatever. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I got it." And everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna fucking babysit Tanner or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, of course, like whatever, like how bad could he be, you know?" And like gets to the point where he calls like the girl from the fucking cafe, and she comes and they're like hiding under the table. They got like all these fucking like pillows around the table and shit.
Mhm.
And the kid's whipping fucking cars at them. So they're sitting there like, what are we gonna do? Like, yeah, boom, and the
Yeah.
car hits him in the head and shit. And then anyways, they end up calling, they like run out to the fucking kitchen or whatever. And they call this guy's mom. And like his mom comes over and she like kicks the door open and she's like, blah blah blah, like says all this shit. She's like, Tanner or whatever. So she gives them like, and the kid fucking runs upstairs and closes the door, right?
Yeah.
So she gives all these tips on like fucking, oh sorry, here.
Jonesy?
Yeah, no, I just fucking
Yeah, no. worries.
but so point is so then she says, okay, you gotta say their whole name, all three names or whatever, right? So you say their whole name and that gets her attention. And then no, you're serious, right?
I want to interrupt this story. So
And then then the other thing is then you give them like an empty threat. Like or not an empty threat, sorry, an open threat. So like get in your room or you're not gonna like what's gonna happen or whatever, right? So it's like, like what is it? So then the guy remembers back to whenever he was a kid, and it's like he's doing something or whatever upstairs, and his dad's like, hey, like says his whole name. He's like, and it shows him in his room like this, and he goes, whatever, blah blah blah. He's like, go to bed, or you're not gonna like what happens or whatever. And then he sits there and he's like thinking all of a sudden, and he sees like his dad's like, yeah, he's upstairs, and this vampire comes in and he goes up the stairs and she's like, oh, and he like hides everything and goes to bed or whatever. So it's like, shit, how that relates is an empty threat or open threat, right? Like, say something that is like, oh, like what are they gonna do, you know? And I forget what we were talking about originally that brought me around this way, but
just the one like just controlling population, no?
Maybe, yeah,
Is that
but
like the gist
I forget
of it?
exactly.
Yeah, I forget, but it was.
It's hard to follow sometimes when you start like making a story, and I'm like, okay, I'm into the story, and then you're like, how did that relate to what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
But it was this. It was just the thing. Like I know the topic is just that it was you say an open threat, right? So you don't tell them what you're gonna do. You just say something, and then that like then they're like, oh my god, like what is it?
Yeah, I won't do
Holy
anything
shit!
just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna interrupt that story. You said like you made me think of a funny question. So I think it's like an age-old thing when like parents get mad at kids, like they use their full names, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Like what?
Usually it's sometimes I find that now it's, or I shouldn't say now, but remember like first and middle name.
Yeah, that's what we do. Stevie Louise.
Mine would be Benjamin Peter.
Yeah.
Benjamin Peter Jones.
Oh shit. I'm not doing it.
I was gonna say you don't have to give away your full guy. I don't care. Like,
oh, mine's Brandon Walter. Brandon Walter. Brandon Walter. Cody. Sit your ass down.
Yeah, that's how you always knew the parents were like,
Yeah.
fully like at their limits when they use the Benjamin Peter Jones.
Yeah, and they'll even be like, you know, hey, say something, and then it's like that, you know, and it's like, oh shit.
Use my full name. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, don't use my full name out in public, yo. It's B show to all you guys.
Yeah. And it's Jonesy.
So, what was the other thing too? There's another thing.
Let's go.
But yeah,
Brandon.
What did that start from?
Joe
Biden.
Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I just saw the whole meme, like the "Let's Go Brandon."
Yeah, it
meme,
was
like, everybody was doing it. I'm like, where the fuck did the original
Because-
from?
It was something Joe said.
It's because someone said it. Oh, sorry, yeah. It's because somebody said it, but they were talking about Biden,
Biden, yeah.
and they
okay.
said Brandon. But then there was another one too, Joe Byron.
Oh yeah,
Someone was saying that
Yeah.
too.
that's funny. Yeah, I just woke up the one morning and I saw the Let's Go Brandon shit start flying. I'm like, no way. No way. I wonder if I'm going to hear about this shit, you know? But not really, actually. Like, no one really went out of their way to...
I thought about it.
I was like, maybe that'll happen.
I thought about it.
But it didn't really happen.
It's not that funny that I'm like, I want to bug him.
Yeah, it's not really like that.
So I'm just like, I'm just going to keep this one to myself.
Shit. Okay, what the fuck, though? So we were going to get to something.
Yeah,
in the middle of that one.
Wasn't it the Paralympics opening ceremony?
Yes. So I actually couldn't find a video of it.
No?
Is that in, where is
No.
it?
Yeah, it's still in Beijing.
Is it? Yeah. Is it always in the same place?
I believe so.
Okay.
Believe so.
Same place as the normal or the
They do
Olympics?
They do the Olympics in a different place every time, right? Every 4
Oh no, but I mean the Paralympics and the Olympics.
Yeah,
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I see. I'm picking up what you're putting.
But I didn't know that. I mean, I guess that would make sense. Because I mean,
Right.
yeah. Do they have floor hockey in the Paralympics?
No. They have
No.
ice hockey.
Okay.
It's ice
No,
hockey.
just because.
Yeah,
just
it's
because I
cool,
know
too.
a bunch of people from town that go all over Canada, I think, and play
For
floor hockey.
That would be cool, man.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
And they fit the Paralympics criteria
Oh, okay.
or whatever. I don't know how to say it, but that's
It's like
they're like.
cruising around in wheelchairs.
They're paraplegic.
Do they have? I thought that was the handicap Olympics.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh, wait.
Okay. I know they're like
They're impaired in some sort of way.
mentally handicapped. There we go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nice. I said it polite. See, or not even. Maybe not. It's not
Someone's
polite.
gonna take offense.
We knew you.
Yeah,
We knew
yeah.
you were being impolite.
I didn't know how to say it. If they fit the criteria. But no, anyways, yeah. So it was like the president or some shit of the Paralympic Games. He came out and gave a big speech. Was pleading for peace
Oh,
in
okay.
the world.
Yeah.
I saw like there was even it was probably during the regular Olympics, and some guy like came up to the camera and wrote like "No war."
No,
please," or something.
that was was that? No.
I don't think the war.
That was during a tennis game or
Oh, okay.
something.
It was
But
some
I seen
sport
that. I
event,
seen
and
that.
he just like
Okay.
walked up to the camera.
Yeah.
And wrote on the camera.
wrote
Yeah.
right on the camera.
Yeah, he's Russian.
Russian.
Yeah, he's Russian. That's right.
Yeah. No, it's crazy though.
Oh yeah, all those athletes being asked, being put on the spot. Like they, well, for instance, Alexander Ovechkin, pretty known,
Ukrainian, yeah.
Russian.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, I should.
And they're asking him like, where do you stand in all this, right? So pretty loaded question for someone that has the media in their face and they have to watch what they say, and they did that to a lot of these Russian
Fuck.
athletes, I believe.
And there's just so much going on
that's
too.
the tricky part, right? Because then they're forced to like pick a side or say something.
Yeah,
right?
so like
if
what
they-
you were
it's
saying.
like if they go back to Russia now, like
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you said this on national
Yeah.
TV, you don't support our cause.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking you're
Exactly.
losing your sports career.
So Ovechkin said that he stands behind his president and took heat for it.
Yeah.
But what else do you expect the fucking guy to say?
Right?
What?
That's-
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
plank they have to walk, right? Like,
That's crazy though. Yeah.
Not that he
imagine,
was
though,
for
like,
it,
you're
but
like,
he's...
what the fuck do I say?
Yeah.
but even someone like Putin has been like, it was funny too, like hearing like fucking Trudeau talk, and he said Putin.
Yeah.
No way.
Man, apparently,
He said
I
Putin.
don't fact me on this, but I saw a thing that in Quebec or some place
Yeah, they
is
took it
dropping
off-
Putin
off the.
off
So not the dish, but they're changing the name.
the name, so
Right,
it
so it's
doesn't
not-
sound the same as Putin.
No.
Yes,
Absolutely
crazy,
ridiculous.
crazy.
But see, like that to me is like
It's not Putin.
no,
It's
but
fucking Poutine.
no, but
Yeah.
I mean like, but just the shit like that, like taking the vodka off the shelves and like
Yeah.
shit like that to me is like not only petty, and
It's like feel
but
good shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like stuff that doesn't actually mean anything, but it's like it's like virtue signaling.
Yeah, but it
right.
just-
I'm for
but
this
it's-
cause, and I
Yeah.
don't want to drink vodka anymore, like because I'm a good person.
but it's
Like,
but not only is it is it petty, but at the same time it's exactly like let's just say the media was trying to make you think a certain way,
Mm,
which some believe that they are,
Well,
but
they certainly are.
but they want you to think a certain way, right? So when people are acting in that way, it's like, huh, like you've been influenced to think that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I personally think like whenever I see like, especially when it gets to the point where they're like, we're taking all the fucking Russian vodka off the shelf or whatever, to that extent, it's like, holy shit, like it's really working, you know? Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like that Russia's not doing anything bad. I don't know what the fuck they're doing because I've heard so much stuff, right?
Yeah.
But regardless of whether they're right or wrong, it's just the fact that it's been pushed that much that it's like, let's do this, you know, and everyone's okay with it.
Like picture like a scenario that's different. Like, so let's say for argument's sake, like it was like roles reversed, where like China, Russia, North Korea were like the superpowers of the world.
It's very possible.
They, like, this, like, okay, so like, and they're like expanding their territory, like, and they've taken over like America, and or like we made a treaty to say that they couldn't expand into like North America or like the
into
Americas,
the Western, okay,
like, into the Americas, right? So they've taken over all of Europe, and like, but you can't expand into the Americas, right? And then like all of a sudden, the United States is like, no, we want to be part of this treaty, this group, right?
Right.
It's like the superpowers of the world. We want to be part of that, right? Us as Canada would see that as a huge threat.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Like, and if we were like had a military power like Russia does,
yeah,
you know, we'd be like, okay, we gotta fucking show our force and say no, like this, we're not gonna stand for this, right? You can't come closer to our territory.
Yeah,
you're a threat to us.
Makes
so like
sense.
I can understand geopolitically Russia's point of view.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, yeah, like, what do you want? Like, what?
And that's how they think.
Yeah.
It's gonna come down to war. Like,
yeah,
just fucking give it up. Like,
yeah,
the USSR is not gonna be like Soviet Union isn't gonna exist again.
Yeah.
Just you've been president like Russia for like fucking 40 years or some crazy amount of time. Like,
yeah.
Didn't he make it like illegal or not illegal? Like, there's no more elections.
Yeah, he
like
changed it from a prime minister to a presidency, I believe.
Right, but and there's like no
and
like,
he
again, like,
be.
he's just ruled that country for like since
like
I don't know, forever. Fuck.
Well, it's and like you said, like I forget how you said it, but like it's like just like, okay, man, like give it up, you know?
Very,
end up being something fucking crazy, you know? And like, well, but I guess that's what he likes or whatever.
I don't know. All fear tactics too, right? He's trying to get them to back down with the fear of them, you know, marching
he's just
on
sticking up for what? Like, there was a treaty signed. It's like, okay, like, from his point of view, it's like
he can't.
There was this fucking thing signed. It was like an agreement, right? And you guys were breaking that agreement.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna defend this territory and like try to like take it first.
Because if he
before
doesn't,
you get it. Because if I get it, like, okay, my territory.
Anybody play the game Risk before?
Exactly, that's what it is. It's basically that. It's like, I'm gonna get this territory before you.
The longer you sit and do nothing, you're gonna bound to get attacked and lose the game of Risk.
And that's all it is. It's just a fucking. It's just a word like a.
And that's how they look at it. Like we don't look at it like that, but that's why they are leaders and they do what they do because they look at it exactly like that.
It's like I gotta get this territory before you do because Ukraine wants to be part of Europe. They want to go that way, so I'm gonna take it first and I'm gonna make it part of Russia. Right. And you're gonna have to stop me. You're gonna have to fucking stop me because I'm gonna do it. Right, because you're gonna do it regardless. Like if I don't stop you, you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
so it's like a game of like, you know, it's like the
all's fair and love and more.
You know, so that's what's going on basically. And like if they, so the thing is, right, is like if they did join, like if Ukraine did join NATO, and they attacked Ukraine, then if they were part of NATO. Like if you attack any one NATO member, you attack all of them. Right. So then it does like all of Europe basically like it is like into war.
Is NATO like the world police thing?
Basically, it's just a treaty of like.
Oh, okay. No, but there's people that there's countries that are in it's like they're like the police for the UN. Canada and the States are one of them, right? Or two of them, I guess. But I thought maybe that's what it was. No. Yeah. So because they actually are like. The people that go in, like if there's something going on, the UN's like, that's not supposed to happen. Right. They'll send these countries in. They're like a team of countries that they're like police technically. But no. I just
the North Atlantic Treaty, right? North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO.
Yeah.
North Atlantic Alliance. Intergovernmental military alliance among 28 European countries and 2 North American countries.
Okay.
The only 2 North American countries.
Yeah, exactly. Established in the aftermath of World War II. Basically, it was just saying, okay, we don't want war again. Let's all unite into the same.
All the way back to World War II?
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
well, that's why it happened, right?
Holy
After World War II.
That's when everything,
I remember hearing NATO whenever I was younger, like NATO bombs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and might have been Desert Storm, maybe?
Yeah, Desert Storm shit. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, signed April 4th.
So I thought NATO was a country, and I always thought NATO was the enemy whenever I was a kid, but I was just like hearing shit. Sorry, what was it?
1949 it was signed.
Okay.
Right? So like basically that when that was signed, it was basically these countries are part of NATO and the rest are not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Russia being where it was.
But even that is like separatist sort of too, you know what I mean? Like we're part of this group and you're not.
Yeah.
Like, you can start your own group, but then you're against us.
Well, I saw like this interview with Putin, and he said something about like he asked.
Imagine your name was Putin.
Yeah,
I don't know like fucking how to.
Can we just hear like?
But yeah, like he was in some talks with like Bush when Bush Jr. was in presidency.
Yeah.
George W.
Was like basically asked him like, well, what if Russia wanted to join NATO?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't we do that? But like I think NATO, like they want other countries like China, North Korea, Russia. It's easy, like
they
it's
want
like
that
dichotomy, right? Yeah, because you always have to have an enemy. If you want to get your way, you have to have a boogeyman, right? So like they don't want the rest of the world eventually. Well, I mean, eventually they will under one united front for whatever reason. But until that, they need an enemy. They need someone to blame things on. And that's fucking personal, like,
look at what America's been doing to the Middle East, man. Like they're the enemy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
still they're not anymore.
Yeah,
and they're part of the you know the group, and I think that's what they just got us. It's like tippy toe steps to totalitarianism. One little thing, boom, okay, taking over this part.
That'd be a good fucking song right there. Tippy toe steps to. What did you say?
Totalitarian. Wow.
Oh shit, man.
It's crazy though, man. I just don't want. I don't know, because even like Putin said, "Fucking, if you try and help him,
yeah,
I forget how he said it, but it was basically. Like pretty. It was pretty detailed for how vague it was. Let's say that.
Yeah,
like it was like
you'll suffer the same fate as they will.
Well, it was like fuck, like you'll suffer some fucking crazy thing, like traumatic experience or some shit that's like never been imagined in history, and like all this shit, like it's just like what the fuck? I'm like that sounds like very like there's those open threats or everything.
A threat because that's the only thing they have, right?
Yeah,
because he knows their military will get fucking wiped out. Like sure, it's a big military and they will cause a lot of damage without a doubt. Like they'll put up a fight, but like for the rest of Europe and North America, like. Just the numbers alone, they just don't stand a chance. Like military just outweighs them tenfold.
It says that Russia took over some fucking nuclear plant or something.
Yes.
So are they talking about Chernobyl, or do they have another fucking nuclear
another
plant?
One.
That's fucking crazy.
I believe it is another one. I forget what the name of the.
That's crazy because it's like, you know, we just had this crazy fucking like. What do you call it? Like disaster, or whatever, and
like Chernobyl, you mean?
Yeah. And then they're like, you know, let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Yeah, exactly.
But I guess you need to get the power from somewhere. It's not. I don't know if they have like the same types of hydro access to us or as us.
Exactly. It could be.
I mean, there's probably no river in Crimea. Fuck, I'm sorry, man. I thought of that the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is so funny. I gotta keep it to myself though. And I didn't. But no, it's so funny. Yeah. I'm sure it's out there, but no, I didn't.
Can you swipe that,
because I know a few people that are Ukrainian, and I also know that my brother is definitely siding with them.
Yeah.
He was talking about like going over there. Apparently, if you're Canadian, you can like go over there,
right,
and fight.
Yeah,
on the Ukraine, like with the Ukrainians.
Trudeau would totally let you. He'd let you do that.
Yeah, he probably would.
Apparently,
you just have to go to the fucking embassy and just go and say, "I want to fucking do it."
Right.
That's what my brother said.
Crazy, man.
Well, I'm not fighting the war. Fuck that.
No, I'm not trying to fight anymore, really.
Oh, exactly. None. See,
Trying to read them. I can't read them.
James dropped. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's too
I
far
read
away.
them. I read them before, but now my laptop.
I can I can see a little bit, but I see smoking.
He's saying USA has chemical plants in Ukraine and all kinds of. Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Here, let me bring it down. I
You
can
see bingo? No, things.
So I was like, I'm just gonna read it here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a
Easy.
different.
Yeah, James Collins mostly saying Ukraine has been under pressure for to join NATO from USA, so they can build NATO bases on
Ukraine?
Russia. Yeah, so
I thought they were part of NATO.
No, they're not. See, this is what the whole thing is.
I
Right?
thought
So
you were
NATO,
saying that they
if
were.
They
join,
want to join.
Right, that
Oh, and you
expands
said
NATO
they
territory.
shouldn't actually. Yes,
Right, so
that's
if they,
right.
If they want to expand that territory, so that's why like Russia is saying, okay, well, if NATO expands into Ukraine, right?
But that's so fucked.
Then it's
Is
on
NATO?
the border.
NATO is literally just a clique of countries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like me being like, okay, you buy the house on the street, I'll buy the house next to it, and you buy the house next to it.
So
And
it's
then-
just like it was just a big agreement to say we're all
the guy at the end
allied,
doesn't
we're
want to
gonna
sell
live
the
in
house.
peace, we don't want to fight each other. We're all in agreement that we're just gonna get along, right?
Mhm.
And there was a few countries outside of that agreement, like Russia, China, North
Okay,
Korea. There was like
See, I was confused. I thought they were part of NATO, but then like I said, I remember you saying it would be in their best interest not to join NATO.
Mm.
So
so,
obviously
like
they're
Africa, none of the African country, like the continent of Africa or any of the African.
not. Oh, they
countries.
probably don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, they exactly.
What
they're
can
just
they-
doing their own thing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
stole all of their.
Everything,
wealth and
all the
everything.
resources.
Yeah,
There
fuck,
we
I
go.
guess, yeah.
Yeah, you ever
Yeah.
see that picture where it's just like it's like Africa dug out and then all like the Americas like all like
No.
built up and shit like that. Yeah.
We have
What?
everything we have because we stole it from Africa, basically.
I have a friend. He's an older Greek man, and he has some kind of mine or something in Africa.
Okay.
And he said when he goes there, he just sits on a chair in the desert, and they bring him cigars and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
and
no
like,
way.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean,
badass.
Yeah, he said too, like they work fucking crazy hard. Like he's
Yeah.
like that's how they know how to do it.
How did
And he's like they probably get paid the same as you would get paid in a week, but they get paid that in a month or something like that.
Right.
Or it might even be less than it might even be like
Probably
a
less.
day or something like
Yeah.
that. Something you make in a day, they make in a month, but they work 3 times as hard as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said to me. I
Oh,
was like,
dude.
oh yeah, shit, man.
They do it all manual labor.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time too, I guess it's kind of bad mentioning that after what we just spoke about.
Right. Yeah.
He's like taking it out and bringing it home. I guess I don't know a lot about it. And for all I know, it might not even be. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say it might not even be gold, but then I was like, either way, he's mining something there.
Something. Yeah. Something valuable.
I mean, like
He's not
all
even
the-
mining stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
like,
It sounded like it.
the shit that makes your cell phones work,
Yeah.
like, cobalt or whatever,
Yeah.
fucking mineral or whatever. Yeah, man, they got kids mining that shit.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course they do.
Gold mines are really. We're
Shit,
both like
man.
yawning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both yawning and
No,
like,
it's
what?
not that.
But no, yeah, apparently they have kids, but apparently it's like really bad for you too,
Yeah, no,
or
it's-
something
it's-
No
like
doubt,
that.
it's
It's
probably
it's either Vice or like one of those things,
It's
like
like
documentary
on,
type.
These mines in Africa and how we, like our big tech corporations, benefit from, what they sell to us. Most of it is mined by people that it's like extremely dangerous conditions. Like some of these people are kids. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just insane. Like, they barely get paid for what they do.
Right.
And then, so like the people that actually are going into place to mine it, get paid like peanuts. And then like they have like in Africa, they've got like the boss that runs that place.
Yeah.
Actually makes a lot
Right,
of money.
because they
right?
bring him.
But then he sells it to, abroad.
Yeah.
And then
What's her name?
Makes
we
money.
make it. We make it all. We make all the money, right? It's like Kanye said, like, rich man buy Jordan, crackhead buy crack, and the white man gets paid off all of that.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it works over there, man. Like,
Yeah.
they'll mine that shit in crazy conditions, and then they'll sell it to us, and then we sell it to each other.
Right. Yeah.
Make stupid money about it.
It's insane.
Speaking of Kanye, have you watched any of the documentary?
I watched the
That's the
first
first-
episode.
Yeah, me
couple
too.
episodes.
I watched the first, but
Yeah, no, I watched the first couple. It's pretty good. Like, it gets into like his relationship with his mom. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't follow. I mean, I know Kanye and his music, but I don't know his.
I've
life
never
and shit,
followed
you know
his
what I mean?
life. Yeah.
no.
I had no idea that the Donda album was
His
mom's
mom.
name. I didn't know that.
Yeah. The start of it's like her heartbeat as it stops. Apparently,
Oh, no
it's like
way.
Donda, 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 or whatever, and it goes till it stops.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. I've
I
heard that, but I didn't
read
know
that somewhere.
Oh, that's
so
crazy.
and then I heard her song or whatever.
see, I noticed he went all fucked up whenever she died because he paid for the surgery for her to
Yeah.
get it.
See,
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I
Implant
think
thing, like it
Kanye
wasn't like
is
a.
portrayed like fucking Britney Spears was. You know what I mean? I think they do to him what they did to Britney. Like, just
Yeah.
make him seem
Leave
like
Britney alone.
Yeah.
way crazier than he actually is. Like,
Yeah.
yes, he's fucking like eccentric or like whatever the word is. You know what I mean? Like, he's different.
Hmm.
But like,
I mean, he's pretty crazy.
this
Guy asked people for money so that he could build. It was his business plan.
Yeah.
Part of the business plan was to build a house, possibly even more than one house. But the one house had something like 7 theaters in it or something like that. It was like a $57 million house or something like
Oh.
that. Like, but he was asking for all this crazy money. He was like asking fucking. He tweeted Mark Zuckerberg,
I remember.
Yeah. I
and then
remember that too.
he asked I think he asked Elon or something, but he asked a bunch of people for money. And then he actually, like, not long after that, like, everyone was joking about it, being like, "What an idiot."
Mm.
Then he came out with this whole like business plan, and you could like see the business plan,
Mhm.
and it was just like, the fuck,
Yeah.
you know? Like, don't get there was like other stuff, like there was like money making stuff in it, but part of it was, oh, and I'm gonna build this crazy fucking house for myself. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, all that money you're gonna invest in me, I'm taking a good chunk of that
Yeah.
for myself.
For myself.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I
just gonna
need
go
a
ahead.
house.
We're just gonna assume the profits, and like I'll just go ahead
Well,
and
as
take
long as the
that.
investors get their money back and then some.
Yeah.
No, that's true, but what if they don't?
What if they don't?
No,
Yeah.
but no. He. The thing is it's definitely. It definitely shows a different side of him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say that no fucking one episode, but I've heard a lot of people say like, man, you'll look at him way differently when you watch this.
Yeah.
And
So that's why I
for
made the point to
And
start
like,
watching
again,
it.
I said this like way back, right? Like, I watched like a several hour interview when he was like, I don't know if it was Sway. I'm not sure if it was
I
that
watched
interview,
the Sway one.
right? But like after like actually hearing him talk and like for a while and not just hearing like a snippet of him sounding crazy.
Mm-hmm.
you
Joe
know,
Rogan,
like-
maybe. He was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh no, it was before that. Though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like I'm like after listening to him actually like articulate his ideas in a way where he's like explaining where like people like he's like he compares himself to Disney and fucking Mozart
Yeah.
and shit, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? He's
nice.
like,
Just an innovator.
right,
You know?
but it's like if you think about it, these people that own the record labels are the ones that pay the artists, right?
Yeah.
And he's like he was trying to like say basically he's like I want to be at that level where I'm not getting paid, where I'm the one doing the pay, like the money is like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he
And
wants
he's
to
just
be the
like,
Birdman.
yeah, but bigger, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? He sees himself like he's just got all the confidence in the world and sees himself as fucking like next to Jesus, like which
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know,
I only use Birdman just because Birdman made a song. He wrote, he got given $100 million check, and he wrote a song, $100 million. And like every time,
imagine.
I remember someone, I didn't know that was the story, and then someone told me that, and I was, whoa, it's crazy, yeah. And then later on, I thought about it. I was like, because I thought even at that time, for him to have $100 million, like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And but then I thought about it and was like, you know what? He had to pay fucking Lil Wayne and fucking whoever else. I think even Nicki Minaj was around then too. It's
Yeah.
like he had to pay all these other people, right? But so that's why I bring him up. But I guess, more like a Diddy or a Jay-Z.
right
or
exactly,
something, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
He didn't want to
Shit.
just be the artist like getting paid and not owning his music and not, he wanted to be an owner and not
Not
someone
just
that
a
pays or gets paid by the owners.
yeah, owned by an owner.
He wants to be like at the top.
Yeah,
I'm just not there yet. I want to be like an owner, and I'm like Walt Disney. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Again, he sounds. I think he is crazy. You have to be crazy.
You have to be a little crazy.
Oh, but here's the thing: is before, I don't know when this actually came out, but before I like heard about it actually being out, like the documentary thing. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know it was out yet. If it was out, or it just wasn't out yet. But either way, before that, I remember talking to, I think it was me and Bully. We were talking about Kanye. I think I just turned and asked him, like, you like Kanye? And whatever. But in the end, I was saying, I'm like, man, I'm like, the thing with Kanye is I think, like, because I remember when his mom died and he went all fucking weird. Because even like the music he put out after that too was fucking weird, I think, anyways. But so what I'm getting at is I felt like he kind of like fell off, or not even fell off, went crazy. And I was like, man, like, Kanye's weird, you know? And like, even then, like, I didn't really fuck with him that much. It was more like the first few songs I heard from him and shit, like Jesus Walks and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, cool. And then whatever. But anyways, so then like that happened where he went all crazy. I was like, whatever. And I just dismissed him, like, yeah, cool. He's still obviously like making some money and is like successful in his own way, but like, I don't really care. Like, whatever. Like, fuck him, you know? He's an idiot.
Right.
But then, so anyways, point is, then I came upon this idea, and this is what I was saying to Bully the other day, or whenever this was, but is that I think that like most artists, they not I'm not saying rappers, I mean like painters and shit and whatever, they were never actually like famous or whatever, or like their art wasn't acknowledged until after they were dead.
Right.
And so I was like, man, you know what? I honestly think that, say, like, in 75 years, they're going to be like, he's a fucking genius. He was a fucking genius. Because, like, even, too, like, even, like, I know a lot of people, like, even my dad, too, like, sees Kanye as a fucking idiot, like, shoot the TV and stuff. And, fucking, but, like, I think that, because if you can still be relevant and making money and you are that fucking crazy, then you're doing something right, you know? And he hasn't really done anything outrageous to anyone. Like, he hasn't R. Kelly'd anyone, or like, you know, he hasn't done anything super fucked up.
It's just easy to take a soundbite or like a snippet of what he does and be like, look how fucking insane he is.
Yeah,
jumped
of course.
on stage and did this. Right?
Yeah.
He did the same thing like fucking Tom Cruise when he jumped on a couch. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
easy
yeah.
to do shit like that. Like, same with Britney Spears when she shaved her head. Like, she's just like, I don't want to be controlled by this fucking crazy Hollywood bullshit. Like, this fucking insane industry that is entertainment. Like, I don't want to be fucking controlled by this anymore. And it makes you crazy. Like, a lot of fucking superstars will tell you that. Like,
oh yeah, no doubt.
Crazy lifestyle.
But I just think that he will get recognized, like, and it'll be later. I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, I know that like a lot of people do recognize him now. It's just that I think that it'll really kick in for everyone, like, later, you know, when everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. It'll resonate
later, yeah.
That's what I was looking for earlier.
Yeah.
like the COVID was over.
Yeah.
And that's what I meant to do.
Holy shit, I think that's fucking Jonesy's first ding.
Yeah, for himself, before us anyways.
Like maybe one other one before that. Fucking but no,
yeah.
But yeah, no, so I just think, I think that he will eventually will be like, holy shit, that's crazy, you know? And like I said too, if you can still be relevant and making money and you are that crazy, then like, whatever.
You're doing something right.
Yeah, something's going on.
That's
and
it.
like, even too, just I think like his art alone, like, look at the fucking shit he's wearing. The clothes and shit he's wearing, and like the stuff he's making, like those ugly ass fucking flip flops.
He tries to be a trendsetter.
It's so fucking stupid, but I think it's so far ahead.
Yeah.
Of where he's at, you know,
Right.
like, man, even like I forget where he was. It might have been one of the dumb things or something, but he was wearing like just like big ass snow boots.
Oh
like,
yes,
just like,
big
Baffins or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man, just trying to be a trendsetter. Doesn't follow anyone. Just follows himself. Believes in himself. And that's what it does take. And you're absolutely right. He will be looked like when people look back.
Yeah.
You know, he will be recognized as a.
And then the thing is even myself, like whenever I say that, I'm not saying like I'm not giving him any credit now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just still see like, you know, even myself maybe in not 75 years, but in whatever, in some time I'll be like, oh, you know what? Actually, fuck, like he is. But I guess I'm contradicting myself because I'm just giving him the acknowledgement, but also not giving it to him. I'm just saying that I think that he's like one of those people because like, man, there was like, I don't know, Leonardo da Vinci maybe. He like he had drawings and stuff of like helicopters and shit.
Oh.
And like he made these like ideas. He had a helicopter and it was like it's hard to explain. It was almost like you like take this and like curve it.
Right.
And then like make it a fan blade, like how it'd be like
okay.
Like and then there's two of them. So like one of them's here, one of them's here, but it's around in a circle. And that thing fucking spins around.
Oh yeah.
Pull you up.
Right.
So basically just like two big blades. But they were like big, like they were like, and it was it'd be like wood and shit. But anyway, so he had it all drawn out. He had like little tanks and stuff drawn out.
That's crazy.
All kinds of little shit like that. But the thing is like people thought he was fucked up.
Yeah, no one knew what those were.
What the fuck is going on, man? And then I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe then he started like painting.
Okay.
Or whatever. And then it was like his paintings that became famous.
Right.
Everyone found out that
he had
like this book with all these fucking drawings of like
things that were invented later on.
Modern day shit, yeah.
That's crazy.
Who's this?
I think it was Da Vinci, yeah. He had like helicopters and shit on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then and then he fucking everyone thought he was fucking crazy, so he like stopped showing people or like just like stopped doing that
believing
thing, and then started like painting or whatever, and that took off. But even then, everyone was like some crazy dude, you know. Apparently, Shakespeare was smoking some type of crack or something. Yeah,
I've heard a lot about Shakespeare and being
so like
some
even
sort of
something
drug.
like that, like a fucking Shakespeare guy, like he's fucking William. Oh, that's Jones' kid. Yeah, I heard he's into the cocaine. Well, I guess, but the weird thing is crack cocaine wouldn't have existed then. Even cocaine might not have existed then. But it would be like, there was some kind of. I remember they said they found a pipe that had some residue in it in his fucking like safe or whatever the fuck. There's like rock.
Wild.
But no, exactly though, right? They were probably like, oh yeah, that kid, like, oh yeah, no, he's all fucked up. That was sick. Did it go through or did it smash it?
Yeah, I always do.
Yeah.
So you do one and then you do it. I can't always do it.
Sorry, I just totally got fucking ADD there. It was like
that.
squirrel. So Jonesy's taking the joint, and if you go like this, you get like a little puff off of it, like a little circle, like a little O.
Oh yeah.
But then he was like, did it again, and he put the O through the O. That was pretty cool.
Fancy.
And I lost my train of thought too. Nice. No, I
derailed this train.
I could have ignored it.
There's been quite a history lesson.
But yeah, no, that's it. Is that, you know, like, so people, I'm not saying that it's confirmed everyone looked down on him as a kid or some shit. But so I just imagine that because no one did. But no one did actually fucking like him or whatever. And I shouldn't say no one liked him. Everyone thought he was crazy.
Right.
And then this, so it's like, now say with the I meant the other guy, Da Vinci. So now with the Shakespeare thing, it's like they like had something against him, you know. So like maybe it's like,
right,
yeah, fucking that guy, some fun crack, and then later they're like, oh, like this old play, like yeah, it's one of those fucking Shakespeare things. So, like, I fucking love it, you know. Sorry.
Yeah, like the Futurama episode is like,
I love Futurama.
Da Vinci is from like this planet of like super duper intelligent people. But like he's come to Earth, and like he's super intelligent here, but on his planet he's like the stupid one.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean, he always wears the dunce cap, and everyone makes fun of him for being an idiot.
The dunce cap.
But yeah, totally though. That's actually kind of, I guess, like same idea.
Right.
Is it? And I'm
they
not
used that back in the day from his times too, right? The dunce cap.
That's that would be like fucking like my dad's times.
Yeah, more modern, but old as well, right? the old school.
But no, exactly though.
imagine?
People like sitting in the corner wearing a hat.
Hey, man, I remember going on a field trip to.
Whip your fucking hand and shit.
Yeah, I remember going to a field trip to one of those schools, and they did all that. We sat there for the day, and we did a day like that. You know what I mean? And
You
the
know what?
kids
Now
that
that I
would
think about
talk
it-
and not stop talking, they had to sit in the corner with their
We
dunce
did
cap.
that at
It
the
was
fucking.
hilarious.
We did that at the.
That's like fucking like
Museum of Civilization.
Yeah,
that's like traumatizing.
but it was all like we were there knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a
I
museum
remember,
setting, but in reality, or like at that time.
another thing they did was,
That would
I
be-
believe, is the teacher would put a circle on the chalkboard, and you have to stick your nose in it and stand.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
see, like, but there's still a modern day shit like that, man. Whenever I was in grade 7, man, this teacher, he would make you write, like, you could pick it, but you had to write a definition out of the dictionary.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you like wrote your name on the board because you were talking or doing whatever, you had to write 10 of them. And for
Okay.
every check mark, it was another 10. So like there was 2 people in the class, man, this guy and this girl, that fucking literally like they had so many fucking things like that their parents fucking like one of them, the like mom came in and wrote a letter or whatever, was like, he's not fucking doing it, you're fucking crazy.
Mm.
And then like the other chick was like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna do that too. So then they just did that. But like, man, I'm talking like they had like fucking thousands or some shit of this, like
Yeah.
had to do this. But like, yeah, not that like they were ever like shunned or like whatever, but it was openly on the board, and like we would always be like, oh yeah, you're the one, you know, like tease them and shit, right?
Yeah.
And like, not that they weren't cool, like it was like a friendly tease.
Right.
But
Yeah.
ju-
yeah.
I'm just saying, you could see how it would go that way, right? Like, oh no, like I don't know. Then I went to the chick's house and got drunk one day. And it was probably more like grade 8 though, I think. But and then the other dude I grew up with, still talk to him today.
Nice.
But anyways, no, I'm just saying, sorry. But I'm just saying I wasn't teasing them. But
Just a buddy
this
tease.
is my buddy
buddy
grows
tease.
this biker kush, it's called.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Intergalactic Gardener. Well, yeah.
Try it out.
But no, you can see how that would be a thing, right? Oh, like fucking Steven always has the dunce cap on.
Yeah.
You're
To actually
the
make it a
dunce.
thing,
Like,
right? Like,
yeah.
that's what that creates supervillains, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the shit that it's like
Yeah.
scars a person.
Yeah.
They want revenge out.
That's funny. I just picture everyone laughing in the
Sure.
class, and then there's the fucking kid in the corner with his like turned to the corner with his fucking like, so it's looking at him, and there's other kids laughing in the background.
Yeah.
He's like, the shadows grow on his face.
Yeah. He goes to the darkness.
Oh shit! And then it flashes forward, and it's fucking him as the supervillain sitting there. And he's like
Yeah.
thinking about that moment.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Where
Good
my
shit.
mind
Good
goes.
shit.
Yeah. No, I forgot what I was gonna say too. Dunce cap.
Yeah, that's.
And then it brought me something else, but oh well. Oh yeah, no, that's it. You were talking about the fucking supervillain thing? I was gonna say I feel like a fucking superhero.
Yeah, you've been
Just
working
knock
out.
that shit off behind you with your mind.
What?
Right when
yeah?
you said that, the thing fell down.
Oh
behind
no way!
you.
Flexed on it too hard.
Yeah, yeah, these fucking.
Oh
Superman
shit!
powers.
Yeah, flexed out. You ever seen that shit? I saw a montage of these kids like flexing out, and like they'll like stand in the mirror or whatever, and like and flex and shit.
Until they pass out.
And then you can like fucking pass out, because the thing is like whenever you
Yeah,
flex
right.
your muscles like use up oxygen,
Yeah.
and then you're like not breathing
holding
and
your
shit.
breath.
Like,
Exactly.
So then you end up just like using up all your oxygen really quick, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's why people pass out. Really fucking weight.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But,
Ever see?
but it'll show
What's-
them,
yeah,
will it show
man,
the
it's
guys
just
in the mirror though, and they just go like this, and all of a sudden they just fall over.
They do. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Forcefully.
Up and shit. Like, fucked.
Yeah, that is fucked. I wouldn't be able to do that to myself.
Well, they don't do
I
it
don't
on
know.
purpose. They're trying to show off.
Oh, I thought you meant like they're doing
Oh
it to,
no,
like,
they like
for
just,
the video. Like I'm gonna do it till I pass out.
No,
like,
no, they're just trying to be like, whoa,
yeah,
and then you
and
try
then-
and get like, is this a little harder? You know,
Okay.
like, you want to try and like pop the That man actually
it's
was.
funny
I
that
was
it
actually
happened.
changing.
But you've got to know. Like, you've got to know.
I was actually
Like, when you're
changing.
flexing hard,
Yeah.
Well, you got to get the
pass
right.
it.
You got to get the right shot. But
Yeah.
whenever I was changing though, there's this fucking dude standing right beside me. There's a mirror, kind of near me, like at the end of the lockers, and there's a mirror here, and the guy's beside me, and he comes around the corner, and like, oh, like he didn't expect me to be there, kind of thing.
Right.
And he kind of like stands there weird, and I'm like, oh shit. And I usually like have like a bunch of shit on the bench and stuff. So I thought maybe I was sitting in front of his locker or something.
Oh yeah.
So then I started like moving stuff, and he's just kind of like standing there weird. I'm like, what the hell? And I like look up like right at him, and like he's not even looking at me. He's looking in the mirror and shit. And he's like turning around, he's like flexing and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I just keep getting ready, and then he like opens his thing, and he's like getting ready. And then I see him standing there, and it looks like, but I'm just looking out of the corner of my eye. It looks like he's standing there facing me, but it looks like he's now turned to face me, and he's kind of just like a Grand Theft Auto character, just standing there like,
yeah.
you know, like whatever. And then just like his arm like kind of moves and stuff, and I'm like, oh no. And then I look over, and he's got his phone propped up on the bench, and he's like standing there going like this.
Oh no.
Doing different shit. And I was like, oh fuck. And I just felt awkward. Like I was like, I'm gonna go blow dry my hair.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to do. Shit, man.
That's shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could really like find myself doing that. Like I see them too, like in the fucking gym. They'll go do their thing, and then they go over to the mirror and that.
Yeah. Right.
Like, all right.
You
Like,
do
I always
that. Like,
well,
you get out of the shower, you know, you're fucking like.
oh, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
In the summer, you're like.
oh yeah, I've been working
For
pretty
sure.
hard lately. Yeah, like.
Well, I remember the one summer too. I remember
To flex that hard, you
I
pass
shifted
out.
the car and
So that's a
fucking.
whole nother level.
No, for sure. Well, it's because
Yeah.
you're trying to get the thing, you know. You
Yeah.
want them all to pop, but I mean, like
And the veins. Get the.
they do it on the fucking Mr. America and shit. Oh,
Oh yeah, they like starve themselves and shine themselves out, man.
yeah,
It's
man.
like-
They put like, oh, it's so fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Like some dude that's
it's
like,
not really.
like a lot of fucking like they basically paint themselves before they go out
Right.
there. Like it's like like buns or shit. But it's crazy how much they actually put on. Like it's fucked.
I can
It's
only
like that
imagine.
pageant shit, man.
Like-
It's like the same thing, but like for buff dudes.
Yeah. Oh, for real though. Yeah.
The women do it too, though, for
Oh,
sure.
true.
They do
Yeah.
do it.
But
And I just don't
still,
find it
that's
all that
fucked
attractive.
up. There was actually a girl on the internet that I met, and she looked like one of those,
Oh yeah.
and I couldn't even humor her.
No.
I was like, I'm sorry. Actually, I didn't say anything,
but
but
yeah.
but I was like, oh,
Oh shit.
yeah, no, because after a while too, like once they like get big enough, like it gets into their face too. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Like they're like,
Yeah.
and they're like.
Jawline.
Yeah.
Everything. Like,
Like, oh shit, man. Sorry, no offense to anybody. They usually have like pretty big boobs though.
oh.
No, that's I don't find though. I find quite the opposite.
No?
If you get like a really fucking like you're talking about a chick that really works out and is like super
Big.
buff.
Big.
Like,
They
yeah.
have like it's all like pecs and muscle. They don't have like
Maybe they're
boobs, like,
fake
you know
boobs
what I mean?
then.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a girl today,
That's just my
fake boobs,
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
She used the machine beside me for like two, like, and then just got up and walked away.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like one where
She
you
like
like
the
lay
machine, I
down
guess.
with your like ass in the air, kind of,
Oh,
and then you
that-
like curl your fucking legs up or
Right,
whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like right over here, and I'm doing this thing, and then she just literally she comes over, puts her water down, and she lays down, she does it twice, and she gets up and she walks away, like slowly. I was like, oh, yeah. And then I saw her later, and I was like,
His attention.
holy shit, those boobs. Yeah, really. I was like, holy shit, those boobs are crazy fake. Sorry, I'm not checking out girls at this gym. I keep to myself. I look at the ground. I do a lot of looking at the ground though.
Yeah.
For sure, especially like just fucking everywhere. I don't know, like you
There's
walk
a lot of mirrors.
walk
shit in there,
between
Man. It's
like the machines just to get like you go to a machine, use it, and then you walk between them to like leave. There's a guy using the machine right here, and you walk past them, and like I don't know, like
yeah.
hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
what's up, man? Like, shit.
Just getting in some reps, bro.
And then even do like the people that like running or some shit, you know. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, walk by them or whatever. I'm like, look at them. Like I want them to know that one thing I'm doing is not looking at them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
right.
just so I don't want to make anyone feel weird. You know?
Yeah, I know. I definitely know what it's like to be in the gym and feeling that way for sure.
You just gotta like break the eye. You just gotta just stare him right in the eyes, and be like,
Yeah.
nice posture, bro.
Yeah, man. Actually, this guy, I saw this kid, man, and like once I found out he was with people, I was like, okay, whatever. He's on his own, but he like, man, honestly, like just like the skinniest arms and shit. And he goes over and there's a machine like you do like dips or whatever, but you put your knees on it and like you can set the weight so that you don't have to like do your whole body weight if you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's doing that, and like again, like maybe 2 or 3 fucking reps or whatever, you know. And then he like gets off and kind of stands there. I was like, okay, maybe it's like heavy weight because you do like less reps if it's like really heavy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, maybe he's like, and then he just walks away from the machine. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, I feel like I should go over there and be like, yeah, like, you know, you got this, man. Like, just because like, he's just got these like little tiny arms, like I just feel bad for this kid. But then later, like I said, I saw him with some friends and they were chilling, so they were all laughing. And so I'm like, okay, he's like cool.
He's all good.
And he had the right form and everything. So I'm like, all right, he's good. But then I was doing this thing, and the funny thing is, I was actually waiting. I'm like, okay, I was trying to do the time, like in my mind. I'm like, okay, it's this time, you know, I've been here for this long. I still got to remember that I got to do like another 10-minute run and then like 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
Jeez. But
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. I do like a 1 or 2 minute like slight jog every once in a while. But anyway, so then I was like, and then I have to go and shower. And usually I take forever to shower.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe visit the steam room. But so I'm trying to time it all out in my head, and I was like, okay, I'm like, I'll do this one last thing and then I'll leave. The machine the whole time was right in front of me. Any machine I used, it was like I could see it right there. No one touched it. No one ever touched it. No one looked at it. And this fucking guy, all of a sudden, like, I fucking go and get my shit to wipe the machine, like my machine, and I look over and he like goes over and he's setting it up and shit. I'm like, fuck. So I went and I just went for a little walk, like in one spot. And then I saw him like clean it up and shit. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I went and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this. And then I look over and he's using the machine that like he's sitting facing this machine and it's like not far away, right? And I was like, oh man, I'm like, I honestly feel like this guy's going to say something to me. So I'm like, I do the fucking thing and I do it one way and then you can switch the machine back the other way and it does it the other way. So I switch it the other way, but I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, it's all weird. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, man. Like, I think I fucked it up. I'm like, whatever. So I just started doing it, and he comes over and he's like, hey, like once I finish my rep or whatever in my set, he's like, hey, he's like, can I suggest something? And in my head, I was like, I fucking knew you were gonna say something to me, man. And he's like, yeah, man. And I was like, all I could think was like, I bet you because he was also like, he wasn't jacked. He was like an older man, but he was like definitely in shape and stuff, and goes there a lot. So I'm like, I just feel like he's like knows it all and he just wants to tell me something, you know, like whatever. But it was actually he fucking was showing me how to work the machine. He's like, oh, if you want to do it that way, so you just turn it around this way. I'm like, sorry, man. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. I'm like, I've used this machine before, but I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, no. So I think where I was going was this was whenever I went to leave, I like cleaned up and shit. And then he was using another machine not far away. I was like, do I go over and say bye to him now? Like, that we've had this quick conversation or like, thank you or something. Yeah. Like, he looks like he's busy right now, you know? Like, I don't know. And then so I walk by him, I'm like, thanks, man. Like, I kind of like wave in front of him, like, hey. And then I was like, thanks, man, to get his attention. And he's like, doing whatever. And he like looks at me. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, take care, man. I was just like, I feel like I like forced him to do that because he's just a nice guy, and he's like, "Leave me the fuck alone." In his head, you know? I don't know where that came from, but anyways, yeah.
Well, I mean, he sort of like imposed
talking
himself
to people.
on
Yeah.
So, like, just getting his.
No, true. Yeah,
for sure.
Same thing.
Man. Also, whenever we signed up, fucking VC went to pay, and he's like. And then Bully goes, oh, sorry, whenever we first got there, and the guy's like, oh, come into my office. So we start going, and Bully goes, you haven't even told me your name. You want me to follow you into your office or something like that? Or like, and I didn't see this, but I guess the guy just turned around and just like looked at him and then turned around and walked away. So then later, whenever fucking Buddy went to pay, he's like, okay, here you go, yeah. And Bully goes, oh man, wait. He's like, he's actually a really good singer. And the guy's like writing stuff down. He just looks up and he's like, okay. And he's like, sing him a tune. Or no, he says, give him a sample or whatever. And the guy's just like, looks at all three of us like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? He kind of goes back to what he's doing. And then he's like, Bully kind of like, he said something else, and then the guy's like, he said like, the guy has now acknowledged it, and like, I forget what he said, but it was just sort of like, why are you saying that or something, you know? And he's like, I was just saying he could like sing your song instead of paying you the money or whatever. And he's like, oh. He just keeps doing what he's doing. He's like, what the fuck, man? But then later we were upstairs and like, this fucking he said he overheard these people talking, and like the thing is that it actually is pretty close whenever you're like using a machine near someone, like you're actually pretty close. And like, so the trainer and the lady were talking about something, and he turned around and like was like, oh yeah, and like said something about it too, and they just turned and looked at him. We're like, and then they just kept talking to each other or whatever. And
what the fuck?
And so at first, whenever we left the dude in the office, he goes, some people have no fucking sense of humor. Eh? He's like, what the fuck? Like, what a weirdo. And I'm like, yeah, man. So then later, he comes over to me and goes, man, he's like, I think it's just people around here. He's like, I think it's just around here because we're in like fucking, I don't know, but so he was like, oh, he's like, I think it's just like people here. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
He's like, because I just had this conversation, whatever. He's like, they just didn't know what to say to me. And he goes, I think people are afraid of us. He's like, they don't see us like this around here. I was like, yeah, true, really. But yeah.
Scary looking people.
Yeah. No, it was just like really like dry. The guy was just like, business only here, guys. But it's funny because we talked about it after, and Bully's like, oh man, he's like, what if a guy comes out and says like, man, I just got out of jail for fucking 20 years, or I was just in jail for 20 years, or prison for 20 years or whatever, right? Like, shit. Okay. Then you're allowed not to have a sense of humor for a little bit. Like, shit, man. Oh.
But still, you know, well, not but still, but yeah, I get that.
He's just trying to do his job.
Yeah, true. And at the same time, too, he was doing a lot of paperwork. Wasn't doing paperwork before when he made a joke. Shit. But yeah. Time is it?
9:48. 9:48.
Doesn't help me. But anyways, any motherfucking way.
Say that doesn't help you?
No, yeah.
I can't remember when we started.
I forget, yeah.
Oh.
But it does help me enough, though. That I'm gonna hit them with an any motherfucking way. Wait, put this camera on just so I can show them something. Let's show them like this or something.
Good call.
We can't put it to waste.
Hold on. I got it.
We had it all fired up and shit.
Oh, gee. Oh, I don't know which one it is.
Uh-oh. I also want to show these fucking nice stickers. Oh, is it not on?
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Pretty sick.
Thanks.
I had a weird feeling earlier today where I was like, man, I was like excited because I was like, things are back to normal, and then I was like, whoa, wait a sec. I'm like, they're not really though. We just have to ease our way into this and just hope that this doesn't turn into a big war.
Yeah, agreed.
For all of us, and then we can just sneak in there with no mask on and stuff.
Yeah.
Just one at a time.
But people just need to keep standing their ground, man.
It's like normal, right? Like, it's gonna take like people to like just be like, fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
A few more.
We just
and it's
need
like
to stand up for themselves.
The thing is too is there's so many people. It's like the fringe is way bigger than you think it is.
Yeah.
Because even too, like, man, not to say that the restaurants in town weren't normally busy before the vaccine thing was lifted, there was usually like definitely enough vehicles in there. But like if I had wanted to go in, or if I was allowed to go in, I guess, and I pulled in, I would be like, doesn't look too busy. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so today I went to go. I'm like, I'm gonna go to this restaurant. I'm gonna have this restaurant. I'm not trying to protect anybody here. I was going to go to Step and Back Diner, where you take a step back into the 50s and 60s. I sat at the Renfrew table where they had a bunch of stuff about Renfrew there.
Yeah.
And I lost my thought.
Where's that table?
So whenever you go in, turn right, and it's the far right booth.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Check it out sometime. Or I usually go to the far left to the Elvis table. But,
I've been at the Elvis table.
Elvis table, I can almost tell you everything about it. Yeah. But
I got my name card.
Yeah.
And you can get like.
But so.
Bomb.
So anyway, so I went to pull in there, and I was like, you know, what the fuck? And there's a factory, right? Like their parking lots are sharing. That's me.
Yeah.
But their parking lot kind of thing, sort of. And when you go there, you see this is theirs and this is theirs. But anyways, it's full, and like, so I'm like, okay, is it just like there's a bunch of trucks or like whatever? I know they're fucking like full. Like people are driving out, and there's no parking spots in there. So I'm like, all right, I'm like, fuck that. I'm just gonna go to Finnegan's then. I go to Finnegan's. I'm like, there was actually one spot where I could squeeze my car in. I was kind of sticking out on the sidewalk a little bit, but I was like, you know what? If it's this hard to park, I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna sit in there?
You're right.
I have lots of seats in there, but still, I'm like, where am I gonna sit? Well, I guess it's Rocky. So earlier when I drove by Rocky, there was. It's coming, I promise. There was not very many vehicles.
Yeah.
And I thought that maybe it's because maybe they're still asking for the thing.
Oh, right.
And so then whenever I went there, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to see what's up. And whenever I pulled up, I won't say it was packed or anything, but there was a lot of vehicles there.
Yeah.
More than earlier. I was like, shit. And then I called to be like, do you guys have breakfast? And they're like, no. So I left and was like, what the fuck? Why is everything so fucking busy?
Yeah.
No, and it was like around lunchtime, I think. So there's that. But I think it's because a lot of people are going back out to stuff because they're allowed to now.
Yeah.
Whereas before they weren't. Or I feel like some people were literally like, some people were just not supporting places for the fact that they were asking for the passport and shit.
Right.
So.
No doubt.
I think
I feel like people are going back out now. Now it's like, so you see, if my point is, if I can notice a difference, then cringe my ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I went out because I'm like, yeah, sweet, fucking, we can go out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go to the restaurant.
Fuck, I went to Popeyes yesterday and they fucking poisoned me.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Got sick?
Yeah.
No way.
You got the
What'd you get?
You got the hot snakes.
The hot snakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I got wow, they were spicy, but I got the tenders.
Yeah.
But I waited for them for a little bit, and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be a bit if you want to sit down." I'm like, how long?
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, it's gonna be like another 6.5, 7 minutes." I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, at least they'll be good and fucking cooked.
Yeah.
Because like in McDonald's, like any chicken was like 5 minutes or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, should be good. So the first one I took a bite out of, I've never eaten raw chicken before.
Mm-hmm.
You ever cut raw chicken before?
Yeah.
Kind of like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of like
it's fleshy, right?
Yeah,
fleshy.
yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I take a bite of this thing, and I went.
Yeah.
And like when I bit into it, I kind of went like it was almost like layers, like
yeah.
And I was like, huh.
Very.
And I chewed it up. And was like, this tastes bad.
That exact same experience with Popeyes.
But then I looked at the end of it, and it was like it still kind of had like the grains in it. Whenever I see the grains, I'm like, okay, it's cooked, but it still kind of had the grains. But then, and don't get me wrong, what I'm about to say, people will say it's the spicy batter, but like there was kind of like some pink and stuff there,
yeah,
and like the spicy batter will kind of like bleed into the chicken, but it's like red,
right? Yes,
or like orange, you know.
Yes, I've
this was like kind of like pinky, like whatever, you know. And I was like, oh no way! So I kind of ripped open the other end, like, oh, it's not really like I don't think like it's like literally right on the line. You know what I mean? So I like put that one aside. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, if I'll rip the other ones open. If there's anything, I'll go back. If it's just the one, I'm fine. Like whatever, right? But they were all like
that.
They were all the other ones were better than the first one.
Yeah.
Like more cooked. They were all just that little bit of like I said, they all had the fucking grains in it.
Yeah.
And the fucking like the strings or whatever, but it was like a little extra juicy and like kind of like
I know exactly.
I don't know, like and I was just like I don't know, but then I was like I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
and then I thought of it last night. I was like, oh my god, wait a second. I'm like, I think the worst part of that tender was the part that I like
that
ate,
first bite,
and I chewed it and swallowed it and ate it. Like I said, it was like, and I was like, and like weird. And like it doesn't taste, and I ate it anyways. But then I thought of it. Oh my god, shit. And then is there
shit?
So that's how that happens. But as if so, as if though that you've had that happen too there, because it makes you wonder if like I've had their tenders a lot.
I get tenders like that's the only thing I get. When
Me too.
Yeah,
but it's like it maybe it's like there's like a certain person works there and does it.
They probably took it.
Like it's like because I've thought the same thing. I'm like this doesn't feel like it's like fully cooked. You know what I mean? It still feels like. But like when you look at it, I'm like looking at it. I'm like it's still like it looks white. Like, I don't see any pink, but like it was a little juicier than what I'm like. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm like I don't know. Is it fully cooked? I don't know. I ate it. Sometimes I do feel like gross the next day. Sometimes I don't. But yeah, I definitely have experienced I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing as what
man. Weird
with the tenders.
I remember getting DQ that chicken strip basket they used to do, or might still do. But I remember literally biting into one, and it was just like you could see it. You could see it was like a little like tube of just raw chicken down the center, and I've never had that meal from there ever again.
Yo, you know what though? Actually, just speaking of raw meat, I had the best fucking steak the other day.
Oh, bud.
My buddy, well, not the other day, it was probably a week or two ago.
Yeah.
My buddy made me steak. He shows me, he's like, I got 2 pounds of steak here. And I was like, oh, sweet, man. Yeah, he goes, it's 2 steaks. It's like 2.12 pounds or something. And it was just 2 fucking, like, they're like this big, man. It's like, holy shit. But anyway, so he cut them in half. So,
yeah.
Because there was a few people. But still, I was like, fucking half-pound steak. But what he did is he sous vide them, where you like put them in a vacuum sealed bag.
Oh yeah.
And you put them in water, and there's like an actual like sous vide machine, and it like clips onto like let's say you have like a big bucket or not a bucket like a pot, and you have a big pot and you put water in it, and then you put the sous vide machine on the side, and it like sticks down inside and it heats it up, trickles the water around and shit.
Okay.
And then it'll tell you how hot it is, and then you set it for a certain time and temperature and whatever. You just put the fucking bag in there and put the lid on it or whatever. That comes with like a lid and shit, or there's like a machine, or not machine. There's like actual like buckets you can do it in that they give you. But so what that does is so whatever you want, like rare, medium,
you
like
set the
whatever
exact temperature.
Yeah, you set the exact temperature. So then like. You ever eaten a steak and it's probably most of the time it's like it'll be like gray and it's like cooked around the outside, but then in the middle it's like pink.
Perfect pink.
Yeah.
It's like
this is like the fucking whole thing is pink.
Yeah, right.
But like the nice pink that you want, whatever you choose.
Yeah.
But then whenever you take it out, you fucking sear it on both sides or whatever.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
You gotta have that like
a fry.
Yeah, and he's like, you get it like hard kind of.
It's just like a soggy steak.
Yeah, you like flash fucking fry it.
Yeah.
And then you, then man, like when you cut it open, there's no fucking, because where that gray comes from is because you're overcooking the outside, right?
Right.
But there's none, like, I've never seen anything like it.
No doubt. That's awesome.
Yeah. I've heard of sous vide because I bought back seal bags and they were the sous vide ones. But I was like, what's that? Like, oh, cool. People are cooking in these.
Yeah, right. No, that's really cool.
Yeah, he actually like did it right in front of me.
Yeah, that'd be a cool thing to see.
It took like 2 hours to make the steak or something, but like at the same time, like
2 hours.
Can drink a few beer in a couple hours.
But like
That's
it's
way
good.
Too long to wait for steak.
But it's good for prep though, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a bunch of people coming over, instead of going out on the barbecue and be like, shh, and fucking sitting there for however long, you know, and setting it all up, you just fucking have those in there. So when everyone shows up, you already have the fucking thing, and then you just go,
yeah,
here you go.
Yeah, and then you can get whatever else you're having.
Yeah,
ready
and then because it'll never overcook it, it'll always keep it at that temperature.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I still think fucking good old fashioned barbecue steak.
I had some fucking.
Yeah, but then you get the gray on the outside. You get it overcooked on the outside. This is like all the way through, especially when you have steak like this,
yeah,
all the way through.
We had some.
And it's not even like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh cool, it's make all the way through, but the middle is questionable. Like,
yeah. We had some filet mignon steaks, bacon wrapped, and to be honest, Danielle's mom does a great job at cooking those. There's pretty well pink, like through the whole thing, man. Like unbelievable. I would never even. Well, I can't even buy those steaks anyways right now. But like, I wouldn't even I haven't even. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I haven't even cooked a steak like that myself. So, but yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah.
See.
Delicious though, man.
Got me all hungry now.
Oh.
What got us on the food?
Looking forward to some.
I don't know.
Barbecue steak in the backyard.
Oh, the chicken. Yeah. Oh, the chicken. But no, I felt liberated. Is that the word? I felt better, anyways.
Liberated.
Like, cool. Liberated. Is that the word?
No, that's just like free from.
Yes,
being,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Then.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
I
meant
good word for this week.
I'm going back to no. Sorry. I might have skipped topics. I'm going back to being able to sit in the restaurant and eat food.
Yeah, that's
feels liberating.
Yeah. Right.
Okay,
yeah, that works.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
It was nice.
Cause and then even too, like I said at one point today, I was like going back to my car, and I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking right, everything's back to normal." I was like, "No, like don't think like that."
Too long of an experience where I had to like make my own food or just like eat McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like I want to fucking go and sit down and like eat a nice
and like have a drink, like you said too. Like shit. I almost had a drink this morning or this afternoon, whatever it was, but I was like, "Fuck it."
Got some gains in instead.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I didn't want the fucking cute waitress to think that, you know, I was just out here drinking at 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
whatever it was, 1 or some shit.
Wow.
Hi.
Yeah.
She knows. Oh, she knows. Oh, yeah, this is my new mic stand, everybody.
It's cool, fancy.
That thing's actually
I just noticed it on the thing.
Pretty beaut.
All right. Well.
She's a beaut. Yeah, it's been a good one. This has been a history lesson on the 4G Audio Podcast.
Yeah, I guess we did talk about some history. Eh? Shit. All right, but anyways,
it's accurate enough. I don't know.
No, yeah.
No, don't take us
but
for.
Here's the thing: is just real quick before we go, is that I used to watch Joe Rogan. Oh no, I still would watch him. I just don't lately. But Joe Rogan, and I would take most things that he said for fact. Especially when he talks about like the body and stuff, like working out and things, because like one thing he does a lot of is workout.
Yeah.
And if he is going to be doing that, he'd probably be learning about these things, right?
Absolutely.
Like going to the doctor and like all this shit, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I like respect his opinion enough, or not opinion. Either way, I put credit in his words, right? And I would turn around and just be like, "Yo, this is a fact."
Yeah.
And like no research, just like Joe Rogan said it, man.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like gospel, right? Yeah, I was like, "Yo, this is a fact." People are like, I don't know, man. Like there was a couple things where I was like, or people would say, "Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, whatever." I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, well, I will say Joe Rogan said it, but I like
establishment is like trying to cancel him.
But then I looked,
we're the news media, and we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm saying too, is that it's like can't really trust us, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like
comes with a little disclaimer, like do your own research.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta do your own research.
Yeah. They're like Leonardo da Vinci didn't even exist.
Yeah.
What's that called?
The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. All right. Okay, well, so I just want to say, go read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I just listened to it today.
Oh yeah, I got it.
On the Audible app. which
Nice.
they're not paying us. I should have never said their name, but it was free because I got a free month. Get 2 credits.
Nice.
I might even possibly be able to like use the credit to get a book, and then give the book back, and use the credit to buy another book.
Okay.
This is what someone told me, and that's why I got
It's
it.
like a library.
But yes, exactly. Yeah, if you read it within the fucking 30 days, or you can keep it and just like own it and have it.
Right,
and, like,
right.
You know, I could send it to you and you could read it or whatever, right? But if you want to, you could just roll off the same thing. So like I said, I'm not trying to sell it. That's where I found it, and I listened to it on there because I find from listening to that book, I find listening to books way better. And the reason why I brought that up too is because podcasts. I started like when I listen to podcasts sometimes now, I'll start thinking about something else. I'll be like doing something else. I'll talk to somebody, but then like all of a sudden I'll be like, wait, they're saying stuff, and I'll go back and be like, oh, what are they talking about? Oh, okay, and then I like get right into that thing. So even in the book, it's like kind of like miss here and there or whatever. I'm like still like actually sitting there listening to it. It's not like I'm like reading something else or like whatever, but it's like I'm like, oh shit, I kind of like zoned out for a sec, or I was thinking about something else. But then like I would just catch shit. I'm like, wait, and I go back like, okay, like, oh, CDs, or like, you know, like, oh, they're talking about this thing or like whatever. So I'm like, okay, yeah, what was the thing? But either way, good book. Go check it out.
I'm gonna do that. I've been wanting to read more myself, so
because it teaches you everything about school, or everything that school doesn't teach you. It teaches you everything about life that school doesn't teach you. I mean,
amazing.
So it's all about money. It's all about
or
not money. It's about financial literacy.
Beautiful.
Which is very important to everyone.
It's a good thing to know about. Guys, it's the same thing. It's like, see, like if you live on a credit, like try to grow your credit as big as you can.
Yeah.
Right. You can live off that, and always technically be in debt.
Yeah.
So never pay taxes on it. So like as long as you're making enough income to pay
your debt
back, right, and you constantly just live off.
Yeah, but that's not what you want, though.
No,
it's just a way to avoid like
the cycle.
It's the same. Like it's the Asian guy, right? I forget his name. The rich dad, poor dad guy.
I'm not sure, but yeah. I never saw him or anything, and it was a different guy reading the book than who wrote it.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's like him like saying the same thing. Like debt is like not taxable, so if you can borrow money and then invest it and make money, right, and then never have to pay taxes on.
Right.
Basically.
Well, he's talking about if you're incorporated, you can pay your thing. You can buy stuff. Your expenses come out before taxes. So you would spend a whole bunch of money on like whatever, like even like my gym thing. You can do your gym membership. You can do like anything and be like, oh, I went to Florida, take a fucking business meeting or whatever, right? Write it all off, and then. So it was business expenses, and you don't have to pay tax on that. So at the end of after everything's spent, you only have to pay taxes on that.
Right.
So then you've already spent all this money. You went to Florida with the kids, and you fucking did this and that and whatever. But it's now all kind of like hidden in there.
Yeah.
But it's crazy though. He talks about a lot of stuff, and like it should be called Rich Dad, Educated Dad.
Yeah.
Because it's like he talks about how like his dad is educated.
Okay.
And like wanted him to be like educated and stuff, but like his buddy's dad like fucking dropped out of school in like grade 8 or some shit.
Okay.
And he's like some fucking crazy millionaire. And like he teaches him all these lessons, and like he thinks that like, oh, he's Hawaiian. I think because they're from Hawaii. Anyways.
I think his name is Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay, yeah.
I think like it's that guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But they're from Hawaii in the fucking 50s or some shit, or 40s or something. But his buddy's dad dropped out of school in grade 8, and he's like a millionaire, and like he teaches them shit. But he's like, the guy thinks he's like gonna teach them stuff, like sit down and like teach them things, and like he ends up like doing all this shit to like teach him basically, but he's like creating a mock scenario of life.
Right.
And like it's crazy.
Cool.
But which is stuff that we should all fucking learn though, for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, check it out. Like I said,
poor dad.
no one's paying me to say that, but check it out. I listened to it today. I plan on listening to it again and again. But any motherfucking way, gang. I'm Sal's the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, much
Together
love
we're
you
the
all.
Basement Weirdos, and this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Now I say thanks for tuning in, everybody. All right, peace out.
Peace.
Peace.